The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to The Absurd, a podcast about the absurd. Absurd stories, absurd mysteries, absurd histories, absurd everything. Everything. That's Mel.
It is.
Hi, Mel.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Rod?
Oh, I'm okay. As per usual at this time.
I'm hungry.
Me too. Me too. I could eat a skunk's bum right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, obviously, I'd ask it first if it was okay.
Really?
Oh, that's really disgusting.
That's gross.
I wish I had not even mentioned that at all. Okay,
Eating
anyway,
skunk
yeah.
bum.
We got to figure out where to go, too, and what to have.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. Like, throughout this episode, I'm going to be sitting here thinking about food.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which often is true anyway, regardless of what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. You know? So, nice night out, eh?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too
it's a
hot.
little cooler today, so I'm not mad about that.
No, I've had enough with the heat. August will be good because you don't get the humidity.
Right.
Although...
But you get the bees.
Yeah, you said that last time, too. You really don't like the bees,
I really don't like the bees.
But you like what they do. What? Well, you can't be against pollination. We'd die.
What?
And you don't like honey?
Not really.
I love honey.
Not really.
Kidding me?
It's not really my thing.
Oh, my God. Do they have bees in Newfoundland?
Yes, they have bees in Newfoundland. They're massive, too.
What?
I feel like everything's bigger in Newfoundland.
What is it, the Texas of Canada?
It might be.
It might not be.
Because the dragonflies are massive.
Are they real dragons?
Yeah. Yeah. Fire breathing.
Really?
Yeah.
I like dragonflies.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yeah, they don't...
They freak you out, though, right? Because they come right at you and then they stop. And then turn the other way.
Maybe they don't see well.
I don't know.
My grandfather...
Ask Alexa.
Don't do that. My grandfather believed that dragonflies, if you let them go, they would, like, stitch your eyes shut.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
he was obviously taught that as a child, which is a really stupid thing to teach a child, right? Don't put fears into kids.
Yeah, no.
Put dangers, like, don't,
yeah.
Don't stick your hand into the electric mixer.
Right.
Or your tongue, wait till it stops before you lick the beaters.
Right. Don't touch the hot stove.
Don't touch a hot stove. Don't try to pet Komodo dragons.
Right.
No matter how friendly they seem. Right. I learned that one the hard way.
Mm-hmm. Don't put your hand in, paper shredders.
Oh, God. Yeah, that is a good one. Because that happens. Thousands of people a year die from paper shredders. But yeah, don't teach them to be afraid of, like, water or...
Oh, gosh.
No,
just throw them in and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, no, probably not.
It's probably a terrible idea.
Yeah, my son did that one year. We were at a friend's place, a friend of my husband. Anyway, they have this pool.
Yeah.
And Liam was still learning how to swim and stuff. And he had a life jacket on for the whole thing.
Yep.
He was jumping in and out of the water. Cool. Well, he took his life jacket off because we were starting to get ready to go.
Uh-oh.
And he forgot.
Oh, and he jumped in.
All
right.
And
into the shallow end?
No.
Oh, good one.
No, deep end. Luckily, I was inside.
Uh-huh.
Mark was outside. Like,
we
didn't just let him drown.
Right.
But I was inside, so I was not there for the ordeal.
Gone into panic mode.
I would have.
Right.
So Mark, my husband, had gotten him, and I come outside, and Mark's like soaked from head to toe, and I'm like, "What just happened?"
Yeah. Oh, nothing.
And I got the whole
water bottle
rundown,
exploded.
I'm like, "Oh wow!" Like his shoes, everything. He just jumped. I mean, as you would. Right?
Of course.
You're not thinking about, I better take my shoes off.
But it's incredible. Have you ever seen those videos of, like, well, they're still infants. Like, they're not even walking. And they're swimming, like, underwater from one side to the other. And you're like, wow, that's cool.
Yep.
Because, I mean, you have to be cautious around water, but not afraid of it.
Of course.
It's not going to jump out of the pool and strangle you.
No.
But you don't screw around with it. You learn to swim early.
Yeah.
That's a vital skill, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I had to save my brother when I was young. Because same sort of situation, but he had like one of those. Do you remember the styrofoam rings
Yeah.
they used to buy?
Yeah, and get a rash by rubbing against them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had one of those, but he was so small, like he shouldn't have been in it.
He slipped through it.
And he slipped through.
Right.
And I didn't see him. And then all of a sudden I heard my dad telling me, like, get him. And I'm like, what? What's that? I was like 7, maybe. Like, I wasn't that old. Oh, wow. No, I would have been a little bit older than that, actually.
And how old was he?
But, well, there's 7 years difference between us.
So he was 0.
He wasn't 0. But he was maybe 2. Maybe
oh, wow.
2. So I wasn't, I would have been about Liam's age.
Good move.
But that is stuck with me.
Well, I'm sure.
Like, my whole life is pulling him out of the water. And he cried, and then I cried.
You cry a lot.
That might have been the last time I've cried.
I had to do the same for my brother.
What, cry?
No, pull him out of the water. He actually fell into the toilet. Not kidding.
What?
He fell into the toilet.
Like face first?
Wow, he was in trouble. I mean, bearing in mind he was 23 at the time. No, it never happened.
I was like, what are you talking about? Oh my God.
Wasted energy.
Why don't you just talk about some stories or something?
Cram it with walnuts.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting hangry, Rod. This is what's happening.
None of this is going to go on there now.
Do you want a carrot?
No. Yeah, so no, water's not to be trifled with, but it's a good time. Like, I love swimming. Love it.
I still think of that story you told me from a few years ago when you were at your friend's pool. And you're floating in the pool.
Yeah, it's okay.
Loving your life.
That's okay. Yeah, only because I couldn't get out of the pool.
Yeah,
whatever. Speaking of food, which everybody knows we do a lot of, you know. Mm-hmm. You ever seen, like, eating competitions?
I try not to, but yeah.
You know what I mean,
yeah,
though?
Yeah.
Right. So it used to be, you're, of course, aware of Guinness Book of World Records. Mm-hmm. God, I used to love that as a kid.
Same, yep.
They used to have a record of who could eat the most. Like, in weight, like the biggest meal kind of thing.
Okay.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
Nope. No. So eating records have changed a lot over the years, Mel.
Tell me more.
Oh, I'm going to. As more has been learned about the effects of gluttony, the world of record breaking has had to adapt.
I love that word, gluttony.
Gluttony. It's one of the 7 deadly sins.
I know.
These days, we don't monitor record attempts for how much a person can eat in an unlimited amount of time. Instead, we set a short time limit, 3 minutes at the longest, for a person to eat the most of one particular item, or we time how quickly they can eat a certain thing. For example, you could attempt the most pasta eaten in 3 minutes, the most sausages eaten in 1 minute, or the fastest time to eat a burrito. Ooh, burritos. But there was a time when we monitored a record called Largest Meal Eaten. It is still active today, but it's not one that you can apply for. It was featured in an episode of Guinness World Records podcast Behind the Book when Editor-in-Chief Craig Glenday shared the shocking and tragic tale as to why they no longer do this. It was 1983 when a 23-year-old woman arrived at the Accident and Emergency Department of Royal Liverpool Hospital complaining of abdominal pain. Her belly button had popped out like you'd expect to see during pregnancy, and she was finding it difficult to breathe. Nurses questioned her, and she confessed that between midnight and 4 a.m. she had sat down to a late dinner. That's a late dinner.
Wow, that is a very late dinner.
What she ate was what doctors believed at the time to be the biggest meal ever eaten by an individual.
Oh, God.
According to correspondence published in the medical journal The Lancet, her meal weighed 8.6 kilograms or 19 pounds. The gigantic meal comprised I'm going to do this in imperial. All right. Comprised 1 pound of liver, 2 pounds of kidneys. That's like an organ recital. Half a pound of steak, 2 eggs, 1 pound of cheese.
Wow.
2 large slices of bread, 1 pound of mushrooms. That's a lot of mushrooms, dude.
Wow.
2 pounds of carrots, 1 cauliflower, 10 peaches, 4 pears, 2 apples, 4 bananas, 2 pounds of plums, 2 pounds of grapes, and 2 glasses of milk. It's actually a really healthy meal.
Crap.
Amounts notwithstanding.
So she ate all of this between
between midnight and 4 a.m., so in 4 hours.
God.
An abdominal x-ray confirmed the diagnoses of acute postprandial gastric dilation.
You think?
Various efforts were made to save the patient, but tragically she died as a direct result of her final meal. Craig continued, gastronomy has been our bread and butter, if you will, here at Guinness World Records ever since the first edition back in 1955. But few categories have undergone as much change as our eating records. These days we wouldn't accept applications for records such as the largest meal eaten, at least not from members of the public. Which I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Just recently, now this is outside of the story, but this is actually a second story I saw, but that relates very directly to this.
Okay.
In the past week or so, a 24-year-old binge-eating live streamer died while broadcasting a 10-hour food binge on cake, chicken fingers, and seafood to thousands of her followers.
What a combo. Seafood and cake.
Pan Xingting from China died from a suspected stomach tear while gorging on 22 pounds of food, including what appeared to be chocolate cake. Autopsy results revealed that her stomach had become severely deformed and filled with undigested food, suggesting that her stomach could have burst, causing stomach acid and food to leak into her abdomen. She was morbidly obese, but she became famous in China for her mukbang live streams. Ever heard of that word?
No.
Me neither. Mukbang is a trend which sees people eat huge amounts of food, usually very unhealthy food, on camera. It originated in South Canada. Taking that from the top. Shut your face. It originated in South Korea. Now doctors are warning influencers in the West could be next, with several content creators in the U.S. becoming extremely popular. Dudes, like...
From eating food?
Influencer. God, I hate that word. I'm sorry. If you're an influencer, you know, I get wanting attention.
Sure.
Almost everybody does. Even if they say, I don't want attention.
Right.
Everybody does. Nobody wants to be forgotten or ignored completely.
Of course.
But come on.
Influencer.
Eating 22
That's
pounds.
Not an influencer.
This is just like, let's eat Tide Pods. What are you, stupid?
Yeah.
Literally, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Or the cinnamon challenge. I love cinnamon.
God, yes.
It's a great way to kill yourself.
Yeah, it's great.
Because it's not water soluble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what cinnamon is? Mm-hmm. It's tree bark.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you put it in your mouth, it's just going to sit there. You're can't breathe, so you're going to cough. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to suck it into your lungs, and you're not getting it out.
Yeah.
So
enjoy that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, all 3 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Which is going to be spent in abject horror.
Yeah.
Like, find a better way, guys, you know. And this woman was already morbidly obese. She's 24, now she's dead. Good one. Good thinking.
Yeah.
What of her followers? Like,
was the other one obese too? Did it say that?
I didn't know. It never said. But she wasn't doing it to... Well, she wasn't doing it. I don't know if she
wasn't doing it to. For
I don't know if she did it
or anything. She just did it.
Well,
sounds like.
I don't know. I'm just looking back here.
She died. Sorry, she.
The
died?
first one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if she was deliberately setting out to do it.
But if you're,
Like to break the record,
you
or
can't eat that much. I could never eat that
God,
much food.
are you
I'm not
kidding
even scrape the surface of that. So you would think you'd have to be used to eating that much food.
well, you would. You'd have to be
Right?
conditioned to some extent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm certainly as I've gotten older, I can't eat quite as much.
Sure.
I haven't quite mastered what that limitation is yet,
Yeah.
but I'm learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I couldn't eat a. I was going to say I could eat a tenth of. I can eat 2 pounds, but 2 pounds of wings. Are they literally 2 pounds? I don't know. I'm not eating the bones. But
Even one of those things, I would have a hard time finishing.
what, the first woman?
Yeah. Like all the things that she had to eat. Like it said, 2 pounds of peaches and, all the other things. Like just pick one and I would have trouble eating all of it.
Okay, I'm going to.
All right.
Half a pound of steak.
That's a lot of steak.
Hell, it is. That's
Like,
only.
I couldn't. No.
I gotta do metric thing. How
Even
many?
2
how many
eggs.
grams in an ounce?
Like 2 eggs.
That's 8 ounces.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
no,
you kidding me? I could eat a pound of steak, easy peasy.
No.
How about? I've seen you eat a pound of cheese.
Okay, that one I might be able to do.
Can you imagine? Oh, it feels. I'm just reminded of The Simpsons, like, where he gets up in the middle of the night. 100 slices of American cheese. 100.
Like 2 pounds of carrots. Carrots are extremely filling. They're very filling.
That's a pretty good amount of carrots.
That's the key. Yeah.
Like 2 pounds
4
of
bananas?
grapes. I love. Well, I don't like liver, and I don't really like kidneys.
4 bananas. Are you kidding me?
No, that's a lot
Oh my
of bananas.
God. Yeah. Anyway, you have to be conditioned to eat a lot of that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, or is it like a form of eating disorder? Well, literally, it is.
Yeah, like the story we talked about last time. We talked about the girl that had no receptors to tell her to stop eating.
No. She never got hungry.
Right.
These people could use some of those.
That's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
A couple of days of chromosome 6 deletion. So
Can I get that in pill form?
So now when they do records, it's all like a hot dog eating contest, but you've got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that either. Although I love hot dogs. So yeah, that's the world of eating records.
Wow.
Cool, eh? Cool and scary.
Suddenly my hunger's gone.
Mine's intensified. I want steak and
You want a pound
cheese.
of cheese?
I do want cheese. You got something here for us?
Yeah, all right.
Yay.
There's a place out of Minnesota. It's in a laboratory.
Ooh.
And they've created a soundproof room.
Okay.
And when I say soundproof, it's like 99.9%.
Is that what it says? You just make that up?
No, it says it absorbs 99.99% of sound.
Wow. Yeah. How do they know what that 0.01% sounds like?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I guess it's like, when you do a pregnancy test and they say it's like 99.99% positive.
Yeah.
Because it could be wrong.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I get it.
So in this quiet chamber, no one has lasted more than 55 minutes.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And it's the quietest place on Earth. Like, we all want a bit of peace and quiet.
That was weird. We were both trying to see how quiet it could be. Yeah, go on, please. This is interesting.
So we all crave a bit of peace and quiet every now and then. It's some time to be alone with our thoughts. I don't know what that's like. But anyways. But silence isn't as golden as we've been led to believe, according to the people who've been in the quietest place on Earth.
I want to try this.
You might expect this to be some remote part of some great desert somewhere, but in actual fact, it's located in a research lab in Minnesota. It's made of 3.3 feet thick fiberglass acoustic wedges.
Wow.
And double walls of insulated steel and thick concrete. The conditions within its Fort Knox-style walls are so intense that the longest time anyone's ever been able to endure is 55 minutes. Wow. We challenge people to sit in the chamber in the dark. So add that to it, too.
Yeah.
When it's quiet, ears will adapt. The quieter the room, the more things you'll hear. You'll hear your heart beating. Sometimes you can hear your lungs, hear your stomach gurgling, etc. With the absence of external noise, your ears are forced to adapt to unimaginable silence and start to focus inwards on your own mind and bodily functions. Like you probably hear, oh God, I can't, yeah, I could totally see how you wouldn't be able to make it.
Yeah. Well, it's sensory deprivation.
For sure, yeah. How you orient yourself is through sounds you hear when you walk. And when you're in the chamber, you don't have any cues of that. You take away the perceptual cues that allow you to balance and maneuver. If you're in there for half an hour, you have to be in a chair. Because you can't even stand for that long, because you just lose all...
I wouldn't want to stand for that long.
Well, who wants to? Furthermore, after as little as 30 minutes, subjects begin to hallucinate.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
They do offer tours, so you can go sign
Really?
up for this. Yeah.
We need a road trip.
The anechoic experience is what they call it, which enables participants to take on the challenge, provided they're willing to fork out a cool $600 per hour for the privilege.
So we have to pay $600
for the hour.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So you might only last for like 2 minutes, and you're at $600.
Wow. So it's not a good deal.
Yeah.
Huh.
I know.
I wonder if they'd take $20 for 2 minutes. That's what it would be.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Or if you just have to pay the whole $600.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
One of the websites states that we have witnessed many seeming miracles, some of which have explanations and some of which remain mysteries as a result of time spent in our anechoic chamber. We remain curious about the nature of the chamber's impact on all people, its therapeutic properties, and how it can influence human perspective. These chambers are traditionally used to study products. Ours is becoming also about people.
Products, eh? Wonder what that means.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not really sure. But anyway, yeah, that's
that's it. That's the
that's the chamber.
The quiet chamber.
Yeah. Like as you know, I have a studio in my basement.
I do.
And I have some of the sound absorbing panels.
You do.
But they're not like over 3 feet
thick
with concrete and
yeah.
And even that room, like you walk into it and sound just like
it
just
does.
sucks.
Sorry, it does what?
It does the.
Yeah, right.
This ain't no hawk tua. It's totally
gross. Yeah, it's So you said like it's completely dark too.
Yes.
So that's going to be a big factor because now you're down 2 senses.
Yes, you are.
Like your 2 main ones for external stimulus, right? Mm-hmm. I remember being when I was a kid and visiting my aunt and uncle in Virginia. My brother and I were sleeping in a cabin. And all the adults were over in another cabin, like really close by, But it was so dark in our cabin. We were terrified. And we didn't need a nightlight. It was that your eyes had nowhere to focus.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Not a little sliver of light somewhere. It was complete black. And it was terrifying.
Yeah, I believe it.
I remember we cried out for our folks, like,
aww.
Well, like we weren't that little, but we were just like, we can't get to sleep. It's literally too dark.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have sensory deprivation chambers. I wonder if either of the universities here have them, because that'd be a trip. You're floating in usually high saline water.
Okay.
So it's not like in a regular pool where only part of you floats. High saline water, you'd float easily, almost right on top of the water, like the Dead Sea or something. And then it's completely dark, and there's no sound. So you get a sense of weightlessness. You can't see anything, and you can't hear anything.
No, I wouldn't like that.
Well, and there's a great movie. It came out like 1980 called Altered States.
Okay.
I suggest you watch it.
Okay.
It's about a professor. I think he's an anthropology professor, and he travels to somewhere like South America or Central America. And he starts, I think it's peyote that he's experimenting with while he's in the sensory deprivation tank.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. The movie is really trippy. I might even watch that later tonight. Damn it, around the weekend. It's cool. Rod recommends.
Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't take long in a sensory deprivation. No. I'm quite certain, but I'd like to try it. And you're literally in a tank, like they close a lid on you. Like you wouldn't get claustrophobic because you'd have no sense of it, right? But I'm not sure it's really for me.
No, it's not for me. I'm not going to sign up for that one.
But I'd like to try, and they might hear, like, okay, let's close the lid. All right. Bang, 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 get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, right away.
Yeah.
I'm out. So, yeah, quietest place on earth, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, let's see. What else do we have? So I've got one here, if I may, Mel.
You may.
This is called A Store Worker Was Found Trapped Behind Shelves Almost 10 Years After Going Missing.
Sorry, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
Wow, how does that even happen?
Workers...
They don't clean their shelves.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, totally. Workers at a grocery store in Iowa were shocked to discover the body of a former employee behind a stack of shelves after he was reported missing in 2009. The parents of Larry Eli Murillo Moncada reported him missing on 28th of November 2009 after the 25-year-old became upset and ran out of their home. That's kind of sad, actually.
It is.
His parents said Murillo Moncada had been acting irrationally, according to former Council Bluffs police captain Todd Weedham, possibly due to medication he had been taking at the time. Authorities spoke with family members, other law enforcement agencies, detention centers, and even the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency in a bid to find Murillo Moncada, but their search proved futile as he remained missing. As time went on, Murillo Moncada's parents were left with no official answers as to what happened to their son until one day in January 2019. A team of workers were on the job at the former No Frills supermarket in Council Bluff, Iowa, working to remove shelves and coolers from the building when they discovered a body. When the store was in use, employees would reportedly climb on top of the coolers to take an unofficial break during their shifts. Murillo Moncada was employed at No Frills Supermarket at the time of his disappearance, and investigators believe he had climbed up into the space after running away from home, but became trapped after falling into an 18-inch gap between the cooler and the wall behind. Captain Weedham speculated at the time that noise from the cooler's compressors may have drowned out any attempts he may have made to call for help, leaving him with no way out.
Oh man, that sounds horrible.
No kidding. The No Frills supermarket closed in 2060, so it was sitting empty for 3 years. Just for the record, for the locals, this is not the same No Frills chain that we have here. Murillo Moncada's body was identified using his parents' DNA. He was also found in the clothes he had been wearing at the time he was reported missing. An autopsy conducted after Murillo Moncada's body was found revealed no signs of trauma. As a result, his death was ruled as accidental.
Oh my God.
That's terrible.
That's awful. It's less funny now.
It's
to be trapped.
It's not funny. It's absurd. And I don't even mean that tongue-in-cheek.
Right.
It's
like the dude in the suitcase. You're calling out for help, and, well, in that case, she just didn't want to help him. But
in this case, what are the odds that he fell? I believe he did. Sure. I'm not doubting it. Mm-hmm. But it does make one then realize of all the things that you've done that were fine, but had one little thing gone wrong, and it could have ended up in an injury or 100%. Your death.
Yeah.
I
think about stuff like that all the time.
And I don't even mean obvious things driving on the 401 or whatever. I mean just a little thing like it's like the old idea about you change your destiny by missing a bus. You change your fate by missing a bus.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true. Your
Yeah.
life has now gone on a different path.
Yep.
Not a significantly different path, probably,
Yep.
but it has.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. So that's too bad. I really feel bad for that guy's family.
I know.
In such a horrific way, and I don't want to dwell on it, but to be calling out and not be heard.
I know.
So you would essentially die of exposure, like you would of thirst or hunger.
Yeah.
Horrible.
What a horrible way to go.
Absolutely horrible.
Just, yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, of course it is. Do you have something that might lighten our load?
Yeah, let's talk about some other things.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, we'll talk about something a little bit later.
Yeah, like later.
You've heard of the Mandela Effect?
Yes. That's, Nelson Mandela. And this started because people thought or were convinced that he had died in prison.
Yes.
When in fact he did not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it all stems from, is things that you thought were one way but aren't, or, you can go down the rabbit hole of what people think about it, and it gets ridiculous.
Yeah, like a false memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just gonna go through some of them.
Please.
That I there's so many.
That sounds
so
awesome.
I might do this again another time.
Well, it'll be you, not me.
Okay.
Damn right.
Britney Spears.
Yes.
Do you ever look at her videos or anything?
I don't think no, not.
Like, do you know the one, Oops, I Did It Again?
I know the song, yeah.
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 Do you know the video?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, you're not going to be very helpful in this.
Well, sorry, dude.
So there's one video where she's, Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah.
And she's, like, doing this whole move thing.
I wish
my mic.
I wish there was a camera for that.
And she's wearing this, like, skin-tight outfit.
Of course she is.
And I remember her having a little mic. Right
Oh, yeah, like a headset mic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently she did not.
Oh.
So that, like, and I've gone back and looked at the video. She doesn't have it. But I swear she had one. And that's the big thing. Everyone's like, no, she had a mic, but...
So this isn't a Mandela effect that only you have experienced?
No, these are just common. No, these aren't mine.
Okay.
I mean, some of them,
But
yeah.
you share in this
For
one.
sure, yes.
Yeah,
Some of
okay.
these I definitely share with. And that's why I picked ones where I'm like, no, that's not right.
Right. Cool.
I saved the best one for last. That's the one that really throws me.
Sweet.
So, next one is Curious George.
I love Curious George.
Did he have a tail?
Oh, God. No. I don't know. I don't remember.
He never did.
Really? Monkeys, all monkeys have tails.
Right? So, that's how I remember it, is him with a tail. Because he would be hanging off of things and stuff like that.
Yeah, I assume so. But he doesn't have a tail?
He does not have a tail.
Oh, you've got to be bitter about that.
I am bitter about that one.
George must be bitter.
He doesn't have a tail.
Yeah. What was it? The man in the yellow suit? Was that
The man in the yellow hat.
a hat? Okay, I can remember. Okay, my brother really liked
Because
those.
we have a Curious George book, and I had to go find it so I could look. Hey, he doesn't have a tail.
Ah, it's interesting.
It's
Weird,
the Matrix.
Dude. Weird. It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah. Oscar Mayer Wieners
Mm-hmm.
is actually Oscar Mayer Wieners. It's spelled M-A-Y-E-R.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
How come they say it Meyer?
Because I thought it was M-E-Y-E-R. But
I never really gave it any thought. But they sing Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
It is dumb.
I don't like him anyway.
Fruit Loops.
Ooh, I like those. Follow
I
your
love
nose.
Fruit Loops.
Always knows
So
the flavor of fruit.
The fruit, like the first word fruit, is actually F-R-O-O-T.
That I knew. Yes.
See, that one messed me up.
I
too.
did know that.
I didn't know that.
When you were a kid, did you eat cereal as a kid?
Oh, all the time.
Okay. When you were sitting there at the table eating your cereal, did you ever read the boxes?
All the time.
Me too.
There was nothing else to do.
What am I saying?
Yeah.
Right. Because nobody had a TV in their kitchen then.
No.
Right.
You read the back of the cereal box.
I read everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why I know some French early on from
Yeah.
reading cereal boxes.
It's like when you were on the toilet and you didn't have a phone. You'd look at the shampoo bottle or you'd read whatever was on the counter.
How many people had a basket of like magazines and things to read?
Yeah. Piss
by
all over them.
Readers. Wow. She's from an all-girl family. Reader's Digest. Remember those?
Yes.
They don't even make them anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they're skinny mini, though.
My mother-in-law gets them.
Does
still.
she?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I used to read them.
Yeah.
I used to read different sections of those.
Yeah,
I thought they were great.
Were interesting.
Yeah.
I like them.
All right, more Mandela.
Yeah. And then you get like the man's bathroom. It always had a Maxim in it. In the bathroom.
Maxim.
Do they still make Maxim?
What are you asking me
I
for?
don't know.
I have no idea. Not a clue. Whoa, synchronicity. Okay, carry on.
The Monopoly man.
Yes.
He did not have a monocle.
No, I think I figured that out. I always hated Monopoly, but Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, but...
Did I jump ahead?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Oh, I thought you said, can I jump ahead?
No, did I?
No.
Because Mr. Peanut had a monocle.
Yeah.
So did Colonel Clink on Hogan's Heroes. Anyway.
See, and I remember him with a monocle. That one also
Colonel Clink?
Me up.
Colonel Clink?
No, the Monopoly man.
Yeah, right, okay. All right. I always thought a monocle would be kind of cool.
It would be. You should get one.
I don't want one. But I think it would be cool, huh?
I'm going to buy one for your birthday.
I'm going to go on a limb and say you can't buy monocles anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I would
I'll
wager.
find one.
Okay.
I'm going to get one for you for your birthday.
Can't wait. Jesus.
For your what? What is it, 65? How old are you going to be?
You ever wonder what your insides look like? No.
If I cough and sneeze at the same time, maybe I'll find out.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right, next. Mandela.
Fruit of the Loom logo.
Okay.
I remembered it as having a cornucopia in the background. Like behind the fruit.
Yeah.
It was never there.
What is there? Just fruit?
Just fruit.
Grapes?
It's bullshit. Is what that is.
Why?
No, it had a cornucopia on it.
You obviously it didn't. Okay, now did it ever?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're wrong.
Apparently. So confused.
Yeah.
You remember Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yes, I do.
With Ed McMahon?
Yeah.
So Ed McMahon, like you would see him handing out the envelopes or the big giant checks.
Yep.
You go to people's houses, hand out the giant checks. But Ed McMahon was never a spokesperson for the company. Instead, he worked for American Family Publishers, but he never handed out anyone's checks. His face was simply on the envelopes.
Okay. I'm confused.
I'm confused too. So you see the commercials, but they say it was never him actually handing out the giant checks.
Okay.
But it was.
Was it? Well, apparently it wasn't.
Well, apparently it wasn't.
Right.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't like that
Confusion's
one. That one makes me uncomfortable. Risky Business. You know the movie Risky Business?
Very well. Saw it in the theater when it came out.
Slides into the living room.
Hate it. Hate that scene. Hate that song. Anyway,
what was he wearing?
Boxers and a shirt and socks.
Anything else?
Sunglasses.
He never wore sunglasses.
Oh, really?
I know.
Actually, I guessed at that because it looked like you wanted me to keep guessing. And
I did.
I have sort of ideas. But no, really?
Yeah. See, when I think of that scene, I think of the sunglasses.
He did in the movie, though.
Oh, there was two different... Yeah. That's what we're talking about, isn't it?
No. But, I mean, he did, like... Sorry, I should say, he did in another part of the movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because it's even on the cover of the movie. Him wearing sunglasses.
Really?
Uh-huh. I'd wager anything on that.
Oh, I need to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because it says in that scene, he's just wearing socks, a button-up shirt, and a whole lot of confidence. But no sunglasses.
Really? Is that what it says?
Yeah, it does say that.
I want to kill that
Yeah,
writer.
I know, right? So, and even, like, you buy costumes. Like, you buy the costume for that whole part, and it came with sunglasses.
Really, eh? Yeah. But see, again, I think it's because it's such an association with that movie. Yeah. Is that scene. I say it's iconic.
Yes.
But then he did wear sunglasses. Well, trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to cost you. We're going to bet on it.
Actually, there was another one similar to that with a headband on Richard Simmons. Rest in peace.
Saying that he never wore a headband?
He never wore a headband. Ooh. But see, and I picture him wearing a headband. And the same thing. You could buy costumes of like Richard Simmons, and it always came with a...
That he never wore one?
Mm-hmm. That wasn't part of his... Now, not to say he never wore one, but in all of his videos and stuff, he never wore it.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I never watched one of his videos. Sweating to the oldies?
Sweating to the oldies.
Ain't happening. Like, I like the oldies.
Uh-huh.
I don't mind sweating, but I don't want the two to go together.
He did a bit on... you've seen... Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, of course, yeah.
He was on there as a guest.
I saw that video over Facebook the week he died.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
With that clip?
Yeah, all kinds of people were posting that.
God, that was great.
I love that show, by the way.
I love that show. I saw it live years ago.
Did you?
Yeah,
really?
I did. It was fun.
Cool.
Last one I have.
All right.
Bruce Springsteen.
Okay. He wore a headband.
Yes. The album cover, Made in America, is that what it's called?
God, just weep
where
for the
it's
future.
just like
Born in the USA.
Born in the USA. There we go. I knew it was something about that. And you see his butt. What was hanging out of his jeans?
Like a bandana.
It was not a bandana.
Bullshit. What was it?
It was a hat.
Oh, was it?
That's what I said. That's my last one. That's the one that got me.
I don't really like Bruce Springsteen. Well, I think he's a great artist. I think he's a great artist.
But I'm not...
Like, I think he's quite cool. Like, not cool as in, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's been really good to his fans.
Yes.
You know, I'm just not down with his art form.
No, that's fine.
But I like some of the songs.
Yeah.
But I love how, like, Republicans and conservatives in the States play that song as, like, a rallying patriotism, Born in the USA. Mm-hmm. It's an indictment of the country. It's a criticism of the country. Mm-hmm. Clearly, they don't listen to words. Schmucks.
So, yeah.
That's interesting. Well, I would have...
He has a bandana. Because I had put that in a group chat that I have with a few of my friends. And I was asking those questions. Like, you know.
To test the waters. Yeah.
And they all said bandana. Except for my one friend, Sharon. She said hat. And I'm like, what? She's like, wait, I have the album downstairs. Or the tape. So she went and got the cassette tape. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, it was a hat. I'm like, this is not right. This is the glitch in the Matrix right here. Because it's a bandana.
Well, I was going to say like a bandana or like a, not a kerchief, but like a hanky kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, handkerchief.
Yep.
That's what I thought. And I have to correct myself. He didn't wear like a headband. He actually wore like a bandana.
Yes.
On that album too, or like on the videos.
Yeah. So maybe he like took it off and put it in his pocket,
like,
and maybe that's the disassociation to it.
I'm not questioning this at all. Like, I don't doubt it.
I just find it interesting because
that is interesting. Yeah. We gotta.
There's so many of them.
We should do some more of those then.
All right.
But you have to do them because it's now your thing.
My thing.
We're gonna call them.
Mandela
Effect.
Mel's Mandela. Ooh.
Well
Mel's
said.
Mandela Effect. I can't even say it.
Yeah, we'll get you get you some therapy and then we'll come back. Yeah, you need food is what you need.
Apparently.
You need food.
I'm fading away.
Yeah, that was good. I like the Mandela stuff.
Yeah, same as these.
Yeah, so I think that's about it.
All right, sweet. Let's go eat. Bye, guys. See you later.
Oh, nice try.
All right.
You don't get off that easy. I do the intros because you want me to, so you got to do the outro. Tell the fine people how they can help us.
Oh, yes,
and themselves.
Right. You can help yourself by following us on Facebook or Instagram and all of our streaming platforms. Mm-hmm. If you want to know where to find us, we now have a fancy new website.
Which Mel did.
Not fancy, but it's there.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
theabsurdpodcast.ca. If you go there, you can find all of our links to our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and where you can find us on streaming services.
Yeah.
Your Apple, your
Spotify,
and all your fun stuff. So.
Yeah, and when you go there, and hopefully you will, please follow us, subscribe, and we'd really appreciate it if you took a minute to give us a review, preferably 5 stars, but I'm not going to dictate my terms to you.
Yeah,
give it.
And a good review, please.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, give us a 5 stars and then write us a good review.
Yeah.
We've got a couple.
You guys suck.
Yeah, well, unless you think we do.
All they do is talk about food.
Well, we do love food. Yeah, we got a bit of a problem. But no, we'd appreciate that very much. We enjoy doing this, so yeah. So, again, thank you everyone for stopping by, and hopefully you'll come back soon. So, take care of yourselves and each other.
Bye.
Bye.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.